Coming in at number 13 in the Horn, top 20 countdown, powered by Altstadt beer. The Houston Cougars. Dana Holgerson's got that thing rolling down there in H-Town. He's got his quarterback, and we know Clayton Tune is a good quarterback. And if Dana has a quarterback, he's got a chance. Coming in at number 13 in the Horn, top 20 countdown, the Houston Cougars. Brought to you by Altstadt beer. No impurities, no regrets.
I've got another team in that conference that we definitely need to talk about, and that's the U of H.
Yeah.
U of H is returning. University of Houston Cougars are returning a ton of talent. They got their quarterback back. Going back to what you were talking about earlier, how you're going to predict who's going to win a lot of conferences, it's going to be with the returning quarterback.
As we so often talk about, how impactful is your offense largely depends on how impactful your quarterback's going to be, and Clayton Tune's one of those guys.
Well, I think I would have Houston ranked, and thank you to Craig Way for the delivery today of the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine.
Shout out.
Outstanding.
And you can still smell the printer on it. They have Houston. They do their State of Texas Power Poll. They have Houston number one.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. I think they could be the Cincinnati of this year in that conference. Obviously, they're jazzed up because they're coming to the Big 12. They've been begging for that for a long time. Tillman Fertitta is still pumping a bunch of money into the program.
Yes.
The basketball team is great. I think there's a lot of momentum there, and I think their schedule plays it. Now, I mean, their game at Texas Tech week 2 is big.
Huge.
If they could win that in Lubbock with Joey McGuire's second all-time game, now you're talking, you launch yourself in with a Big 12 win, and then you get into your conference schedule. They could, I'm not going to say that's as big as Cincinnati's game at Notre Dame last year, early in the year, but it does kind of launch you into the credibility realm if you can win that ball game.
Well, it's funny that you say that because Dana Holgerson said today, I believe it was, that Cincinnati, they were predicted to win that conference, and he said, I don't know. Like, he did your, I don't know about it. Cincinnati's tough. They've been doing really good recruiting. And I'm like, dude, you have all of your players coming back pretty much.
Yeah.
That mean a big part of what you do, the key members of what you have. And, of course, you got your starting quarterback coming back for you.
And one of the biggest pieces that they brought back, who was highly coveted last year, was their defensive coordinator, Doug Belk. And he was one of the young stars in the coaching realm, and he did a great job with that defense. Guys, they had 45 sacks last year.
Yeah, they were top 5 in the country.
They were fifth nationally in sacks. They call themselves Sack Ave. That defense was really good. They only allowed 195 yards per game. That was 18th in the nation. They were legit. So I think that defense actually, because they bring back a lot, the defense is going to be legit. I love that. You know, we've talked about this, and I'm from Houston, and we've talked about it, Craig, you and I. We've talked. I think I've heard you talk about it too, E. That Houston area is so fertile. It's got so much talent. If you go look at it, since 2020, there have only been 4 states, that's Texas, California, Florida, and Georgia, that have had more players drafted than the city of Houston, the greater city of Houston.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much talent is there. So Houston, Texas A&M can go there and take all the talent they want out of Houston, and there's still enough talent for U of H to compete with the big boys.
Yeah.
There's so much talent.
So would you say Sack Ave? Maybe it should be the Sack Ward, right?
Sack Ward.
There it is.
They do call it the third ward defense.
Yeah.
They call it the third ward defense, actually. Yeah.
That's exactly right around the corner.
And I'll finish Houston, and my thought is that I think they're going to win the conference, so I think they will be ranked in the top 20 when the season's over. So whether they're 20 or 18 or 19, I think they'll be a ranked football team.
Yeah, they're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and you just said it. Dave Campbell even said it himself, that this is where University of Houston is right now, deadly. And I'm excited about it. I like the Houston Cougars. And,
perfect time.
And it looks really good for our state when these teams are starting to make a comeback and be able to make those things happen.